Today, an FDA approval in renal cell carcinoma, a breakthrough designation for head and neck cancer, promising Phase 2 and 3 findings in breast cancer, and highlights from PER's first annual School of Gastrointestinal Oncology. Welcome to Enclave News Network. I'm Gina Columbus. The FDA has approved cabozantinib for the treatment of patients with advanced renal cell carcinoma following prior anti-angiogenic therapy. The decision was based on results from the 658-patient Phase 3 METEOR trial, which showed a 34% reduction in the risk of death in the intent-to-treat population. At a minimum of 11 months of follow-up, cabozantinib demonstrated a 3.6-month improvement in progression-free survival compared with everolimus. Additionally, overall survival was improved by 4.9 months with cabozantinib. The median duration of response with cabozantinib was 7.6 versus 4.4 months with everolimus, and the confirmed response rate with the multikinase inhibitor was 17%. Grade 3/4 adverse events occurred in 68% of patients receiving cabozantinib versus 58% in patients who received everolimus. The most common events reported with cabozantinib included hypertension, diarrhea, and fatigue. In a statement, Dr. Tony Choueiri, Clinical Director, Lenk Center for Genitourinary Oncology of Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, said, "CABOMETYX is distinct from other approved treatment options as it targets multiple tyrosine kinases involved in the development of RCC, including MET, AXL, and 3 VEGF receptors. At the same time, physicians are very familiar with this class of drug and how to use dose adjustments to balance safety and efficacy. The approval of CABOMETYX is wonderful news for physicians who are looking for a new option for their previously treated patients with advanced kidney cancer." The FDA has granted a breakthrough therapy designation to nivolumab as a potential treatment for patients with recurrent or metastatic squamous cell carcinoma of the head and neck following a platinum-based therapy. The designation was based on data from the Phase 3 CheckMate 141 study, which demonstrated a 2.4-month improvement in overall survival with nivolumab versus investigators' choice of therapy. Additionally, 1-year OS rates with nivolumab were 36% versus 16.6% with investigators' choice. Improvement in OS with nivolumab varied depending on HPV status. For patients who were HPV positive, there was a median OS improvement of 4.7 months with nivolumab. The median OS benefit was 1.7 months with nivolumab in HPV-negative patients. In patients with PD-L1 expression of more than 1%, median OS was improved by 4.1 months. In those with PD-L1 expression of less than 1%, the median OS was 5.7 versus 5.8 months for nivolumab and the control arm, respectively. The CheckMate 141 study, which started in May 2014, was not scheduled to be completed until October 2016. However, it ended early after it was determined that the primary endpoint was met. In breast cancer, the frontline combination of palbociclib and letrozole was found to significantly improve progression-free survival in patients with advanced or metastatic ER-positive, HER2-negative disease. This benefit was demonstrated in the Phase 3 PALOMA-2 trial, which compared the combination versus letrozole alone. The frontline combination already received accelerated approval based on the Phase 2 PALOMA-1 study in February 2015. Pfizer, the developer of the drug, has plans to submit the Phase 3 data to the FDA and other global regulatory agencies for a full approval. Additionally, the Phase 3 study's findings will be presented at the 2016 ASCO annual meeting. In the Phase 2 PALOMA-1 study, the median progression-free survival with palbociclib and letrozole was improved by 10 months compared with letrozole alone. The combination also demonstrated a response rate of 55.4% in patients versus 39.4% with letrozole alone. In a statement, Dr. Mace Rothenberg, Chief Medical Officer of Pfizer Oncology, said, "These results provide confirmatory evidence for PALOMA-1 and will be used to support regulatory submissions around the world, including a request for conversion of Ibrance from accelerated to full approval in the United States. We look forward to sharing the detailed results of PALOMA-2 with the oncology community and advancing our discussions with regulatory authorities." In HER2-positive breast cancer, Phase 2 results from the I-SPY 2 trial showed that the combination of T-DM1 and pertuzumab was superior to the combination of paclitaxel and trastuzumab as a neoadjuvant treatment for women with the disease. For all HER2-positive patients in the T-DM1 pertuzumab arm, the pathological complete response rate was 52% versus 22% in patients who received the combination of paclitaxel and trastuzumab, demonstrating a probability of 99.5% that the T-DM1 regimen is superior to the other combination. The probability that T-DM1 plus pertuzumab would be successful in a subsequent Phase 3 study is 94%. Based on these findings, the combination should now advance into a Phase 3 study. The toxicity profile of T-DM1 pertuzumab combination was also better than paclitaxel and trastuzumab, with hypertension, neuropathy, and alopecia occurring less frequently. I-SPY 2 has several simultaneously running experimental arms in which therapies are matched with breast cancer subtypes based on hormone receptor status and the cancer's profile on the MammaPrint 70 gene signature. The goal of I-SPY 2 is to identify drugs and combinations of drugs to take to Phase 3. PER's first annual School of Gastrointestinal Oncology was held in New York City over the weekend. A central theme was that precision oncology should play a vital role in the shift toward value-based medicine. This can help deliver more effective therapies with more manageable pricing profiles. Program co-chair Dr. John Marshall from Georgetown University Hospital believes that the future lies with broad molecular tumor profiling, which offers the potential to analyze patients on a more detailed level. In a statement during the meeting, Marshall said, "To move the bar, we have to get away from trial and error empirical medicine, and we have to embrace the idea that cancers are complex and different, and begin using this concept of precision medicine." In a session during the meeting on advanced colorectal cancer, Dr. Wells Messersmith from the University of Colorado Cancer Center explained how frontline treatment can be tailored and individualized based on long-term treatment goals and patient preference. For example, in highly symptomatic patients, the focus should be on achieving a high response rate with a cytotoxic backbone, such as FOLFOXIRI, combined with a targeted agent. However, in elderly or asymptomatic unresectable patients, 5-FU plus bevacizumab is ideal, Messersmith said. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Enclave News Network. I'm Gina Columbus.